What up, world? Today we're going to be rebuilding the Brooklyn Nets. Now, when it comes to 2K in the simulation, they always bring back Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant the first season. So we're going to ignore that. They're probably going to be able to lose in the first or second round, if anything, if those two are playing within this. But I'm not worried about this season. I'm actually worried about the next following season, to where as a general manager, I could be able to make some moves in free agency as well as make some trades. I've made a couple of videos, if you've ever gone down to where I expect the direction for the Nets, and what I would do is, listen, Kenny Atkinson's gone. We're going to have to probably bring in a Tyrone Lue, their head coach, a coach who's more nonchalant, that likes Kyrie as well as Kevin Durant, who are isolated players who prefer that playing style, do their thing, as well as we're just going to need to put veterans, 3-and-D shooters and defenders alongside these two cats. Probably one of the best of 5 in the game of offensive scoring, especially isolation. So that's the style we're going to run with this team. I'm probably going to be trading away a bunch of the young cats. I know it doesn't fit the personnel of what Kyrie and KD want on their team. I'll keep a couple of veterans like Garrett Temple, definitely DeAndre Jordan, and the crew such as that. I'm going to try to find, if I can find a third star for this team. I don't believe the team needs a third star because you have Kyrie as well as you have Kevin Durant. So no problem for that. But I do expect to get swept by the Milwaukee Bucks. This is how it's pretty much going to be in real life, especially with KD or not with Kyrie, which is almost the case here in 2K. But whenever we get... Okay, so we've lost right here. I'm going to roll through the next season, and while in the offseason, kind of go through my thought process, see any picks or numbers we have, any trades I could probably pull out of my hat, as well as any free agency signings. But usually the Lakers are probably going to win the NBA championship within here, so let's see what kind of happens. Okay, so Bronny go against Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And we got the... Okay, great. So we got the Lakers winning the championship. I actually expect this to happen in real life against the Milwaukee Bucks, but we can play it by ear. Alright guys, we're in the offseason, 37-45. Lost in the first round to the Bucks. Very realistic as of right now. We've seen there's a bunch of player retirements. They need to include Vince Carter. Really no worries about that. First thing I want to jump into is staff signing. So whenever it comes to Kenny Atkinson, we are going to fire him. He's been fired in real life. 2K never updates that. I would prefer to find a pace and space X and O's type of coach, but knowing Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they don't fit that style. When KD was on the Warriors, he didn't even like that style, even though he proclaimed he left the Thunder to go to a team like that. But we saw at the very end of his tenure, on the third year, whenever he left, that he didn't like the style of play, and it made sense. That's not whatever he likes to go with. There's probably not going to be Tyrone Lue in this case. I think we could find him as an assistant coach somewhere over here. If he's not, then I'm going to have to roll with a generic different coach. Let's see, Tyrone Lue, is he that low when it comes to here? Where's the Clippers? Yeah, I don't think Tyrone Lue's here. I mean, no worried about it. So we're actually going to run with Jacob Underwood, more grit and grind. That's something to where I could see, a coach kind of like in that position, to where it's more grit and grind on defense, but on offense, pretty much nonchalant when it comes to this. All right, so I doubt we even have a draft pick that's in a position. Yeah, so 21, not worried about that. So we have our team right here. So definitely keeping Kevin and Durant, Kyrie Irving, that's who I'm building with. I would prefer to keep Spencer Dinwiddie, but if I can find a good trade option, I'll probably let him go. I'm going to let go of Jared Allen and these young cats like Karis LeVert. Maybe. I like how he fits as the 2, but for $16 million, we can probably find a better player within here. So what we're going to do is simulate the draft, really look into our options within our players and team options, and look at our cap space. So for Garrett Temple, I'm going to let him go, not making the $5 million. I'll probably bring him back for a veteran's minimum. No, I'm not bringing any of these young cats into this team. Realistically, the Nets are going to be contenders and probably the favorites with the Bucks to make it to the NBA Finals in the Eastern Conference. So, what we got to do is just compliment Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. We already did with the coach. Let's see, we have negative $22 million when it comes to entering free agency. So that's a no-go for this team. I know there's reports and talks about bringing Bradley Beal. Let's actually just see if there is actually a trade finder we can actually maybe even pull off a trade. I'm not banking on it, of course, probably like a 5 or 10% Yeah, I'm not giving away any of these cats whenever it comes to this situation. Okay, so let's look at our team. Negative $22 million. I'm going to have to look for a trade package. I'm probably going to have to put, so Taurean Prince, $13 million. Of course, we don't want him on the team anymore. I mean, if he was like for $4 or $5 million, I would definitely keep him. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around here, see if any trade finders. So let's throw in Spencer Dinwiddie, Taurean Prince, and a first round, because we're not going to be caring about it. We're probably going to make the finals anyways. See if we can find a third option for this team, or more players that actually fit in the system to what we're looking at within here. See, for a shooting guard, I definitely want to bring in like a Wesley Matthews type player. Power forward, if we can go for like a LaMarcus Aldridge, that would be a great fit. Actually, yeah, let's actually pull a trade for him, because I know he's in a position to where he wants to leave the Spurs. He has that 1 year that he did opt into. Let's see, he's at around 24 milli. So let's throw them Karis LeVert. I'm going to throw in as well as Jared Allen. They can actually use a 5. I can see this in real life. He's on a 1 year deal. He would re-sign with Brooklyn whenever it comes to free agency. Jared Allen, Karis LeVert. I'm going to do this straight up. I know the Spurs would actually take this trade. They say no. Okay, that's completely fine. Let's see if there's actually... No, I'm not taking another vet because they overpay these guys. So I'm going to have to throw them a first round pick. You know, guys, you can have this first round. Let's get this done with. All right, cool. Hey, guys, I'm loving our front court. We have LaMarcus Aldridge and DeAndre Jordan. That's crazy. I would love a third option on this team, but we don't need another dynamic scorer. You already have Kyrie and KD. They're going to give you around 30 a night pretty much with those two. LaMarcus Aldridge, he can play with his second unit time to time. Of course he's going to be starting, but he can get his own points and minutes. DeAndre Jordan doesn't need the ball in his hands. This team's looking fire right now. They're starting 5. We just need a shooting guard. I'm probably going to go with the Wesley Matthews. Because of this trade, I'm most likely going to keep Spencer Dinwiddie as their backup point guard. I want to let go of some of these young cats. So Samuel Williamson, I'm going to let him go. Dianza Musa, and let's see here. Let's go with Nicholas Claxton. I want to bring a bunch of veterans on this team. Let's see what we can find. So in real life, this would be a great trade, but no way the Bucks would actually make this happen. Let's see, PJ Washington on the Hornets. That would be fire. I just don't see that to be realistic. I want to kind of keep this as realistic as possible. I'm probably going to go with this Pacers trade with Doug McDermott, Jeremy Lamb. I kind of want to see anything else. Robert Covington. Man, that'd be a great fit. I know the Rockets won't do that in real life, so I want to try to keep this as realistic as possible, guys. Okay, so let me actually roll with... man, I may have to go... I'm going to go with this Pacers trade because they're actually going to accept the Taurean Prince's contract. And plus, they're getting Samuel Williamson. The Pacers are trying to go a little younger. He's a young stud. And plus, Jeremy Lin and Dougie, they're around 28. And we can use the veterans when it comes to this team. So let's see where we have right now. I want to make one more trade. I want to get... I'll trade Doug McDermott in the middle of the season, see how he performs. I want to take out... yeah, I'm going to... Let's see what we can find here real quick. So we can be able to... I'm probably going to have to clear up some cap space when it comes to here. Just let him go. Even though he's over around $2 million. Yeah, let's take him off to the Thunder. They want to keep it young. All right, so for salary cap, we're still negative 23 milli. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to... I know when it comes to real life, I can't make a trade for Jeremy Lamb as well as Dougie McDermott until around 60-day period. So I'm going to keep it realistic, keep it with these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign a bunch of veterans on this team. We'll approach the next season and then try to go for the chip. Yo, guys, okay, made some moves in free agency, made some trades, made some signings as well. Let me go to our coaching game plan of our starting 5, guys. This is what I envisioned for this team. A bunch of the young cats are gone. We have veterans, guys who are hungry for their career to win a championship, let alone lead their team to a championship to prove the haters wrong. So, perfect starting 5. I love this. This is a beautiful brand starting 5. This is written a championship contender all over the league. Kyrie Irving at the 1. We got Wesley Matthews at the 2. Perfect 3-and-D, just spot-up shooter that can play off Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Kevin Durant at the 3, fully healthy for the season. LaMarcus Aldridge will be running the 4th, the front court with DeAndre Jordan. So only people that require scoring, being with the ball in their hand, isolated, Kyrie and KD. And then as well as if they drive and kick it, Wesley Matthews is open for 3. And then they can feed it off in the post for Marcus Aldridge, as well as he coming off screens and hitting the mid-range jumper. Now with their bench, beautiful bench right here, we got Spencer Dinwiddie as a backup point guard. He has explosive games that he can provide as a 6-man, kind of like a reinvented Sean Livingston with the Warriors. We brought in Taj Gibson, and he took a veteran's minimum to bring a championship with Brooklyn. I think this is a great toughness they need on their team. Jeremy Lamb will be playing around off the bench. He's a great dynamic scorer. If Wesley Matthews ever gets hurt, he can run the starting shooting guard position as well. Tyson Chandler, probably going to be his last season in the league. Bring him in. We needed a veteran on this team to play alongside. I brought in Iman Shumpert, great 3-and-D player. He's won a championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Brought back Damari Carroll, who used to play on the Brooklyn Nets. A great stretch 4. He can play the 3 as well, 3-and-D. Brought in Corey Joseph, very underrated. No one's really talked about him in the league for the last 3 seasons because he's on the Kings and kind of these uncontenders, bottom feeders in the league. But he will be our 3rd point guard. Kyrie Irving's probably going to get hurt or get some load management rest here or there, so Spencer Dinwiddie will start. Corey Joseph can fill that in. I think it's a perfect role for a contender. I do realize that Zach Randolph actually retired in real life. He would be perfect on the team just to be a veteran, not play that much at all, let alone not play. But we can call him up. He would probably say yes to win a championship. Alan Crabb used to play on the Brooklyn Nets. I'm very fond of him. He's a great 6-man type player. 3-and-D. He can get hot at times when shooting the 3-pointer. He was great with the Portland Trail Blazers around 2 seasons ago. Hasn't been in the league. Then brought back Nick Young. There's been videos of him really trying to work himself back in the league. Whenever it comes to this team and its identity, I think he fits very well with this team. They can use, someone who's more kind of outgoing with this team. I expect us to win at least 60 games, either get the 1st or 2nd seed in Eastern Conference and go for a championship. We were pretty close to what I was expecting, 54-28, not too shabby. I was expecting at least 60 wins with this team, but no worries about it. You know how 2K can be. Hey, this is actually a surprise. Kawhi Leonard winning his first MVP. Congrats to him. So the Clippers are 65-16 on the Western Conference. I'm going to have to keep my eye on them. But guys, we did finish with the 4 seed and going against the Bucks in the first round. Not what I was expecting. Let's see if there's any injuries on this team as of right now. Does not seem to be the case. Instead of Spencer Dinwiddie as a backup point guard, which is going to be, that's going to be pretty tough for us. So I'm actually have to roll. Kyrie Irving's going to play around 40 minutes. We have to give Corey Joseph a couple minutes if we want to stand a chance within here. So drop Damari Carroll, put in Corey Joe with around 13 minutes. That should be fine within our team. All right, cool. So we're going against the Milwaukee Bucks. This is going to be a tough matchup, but let's see what happens in the first round series here. We do have home court against them. I'm hoping that we can pull through. Maybe this goes 6 or 7 games. If we can go against the Milwaukee Bucks and pass them in the first round, I'm excited to see that we can make it to the NBA Finals. Let's see what happens as of right here. Okay, we're going to a Game 7. Hopefully Kevin Durant doesn't blow another 3-1 lead series, which would be very tough. Kyrie's a little hobbled as of right now. We need to make a push, and we need to win this game. So we're going to jump here into Brooklyn and see the Brooklyn Nets get smacked by the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, guys, we blew a 3-1 series lead. This is not a good look for our team at all whatsoever. I did like the direction of what we were going with, so we're gonna have to retool a little bit more. I know in real life we're not gonna see the Hawks in the conference finals. Okay, no worries about it. Let's retool. Let's see what we can figure out for this next season. So the Hawks are actually going against the Clippers, and they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, and the Clippers, they overcame a 3-1 series lead. 2K's all over the place. What I'm going to do is let's quickly dive in. We already have our staff signing all set. Let's jump into, see if we have any draft picks. I know I traded them away. Just wanted to make sure if I didn't receive from anyone others. No, these are second round picks. Let's jump into our player options real quickly here. We're pretty much going to keep the same team as it is intact. Spencer Dinwiddie did decline, so that's a big loss for us if we can't be able to re-sign him. I'm looking to re-sign him, of course, when it comes to this team. let's jump in back into free agency. So let's see, we still have Kyrie Irving, we still have Kevin Durant. They got their last year on their contract, so we're going all out for a championship. And I know this is perfect for the timeline, keeping DeAndre and this team only around 5 or 6 players, so we're definitely gonna have to use our bird rights whenever it comes to a lot of these cats here. So we have LaMarcus Aldridge, we can sign using our bird rights. We're gonna bring him back aboard. 3 years, $90 million, and then as well as Spencer Dinwiddie. That's all I need when it comes to this team. So let's let these guys sign these contracts, and they're both going to re-sign, which is perfect. Awesome. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-sign these 2 cats, and then pretty much bring around the same free agents as I did have. If I can, I know Zach Randolph probably retired, so he's going to be gone with. If I can find any other veterans that fit nicely with this team, we'll go with it, and then we'll jump into the next season. Okay, very similar team that we did bring back from last season. Just a few players, role players that are gone, such as Corey Joseph, or Zach Randolph, a couple cats like that. Starting 5 is still the same. This is still a championship starting 5. I'm really invested into here. Spencer Dinwiddie back. I did trade for Serge Ibaka to play back over as a veteran. Perfect fit within our team. Lou Williams, he was a free agent. Signed him for a 5-year, $5 million for 1 year. So Lou will be on this team as a 6th man for us. Lance Stevenson, brought him on the team. Taj Gibson's still here with us. Alan Crabb, same thing. Brought in Danny Green, another spot-up shooter. DJ Augustine, perfect third role since Corey Joseph is gone as that backup point guard. Ken Fareed on the team, and PJ Tucker. I know PJ Tucker at this time, you'd probably get a bigger contract with a bigger team, but with 2K, that's how it is. I expect with this team, I'm going to go around 55 wins, maybe even 54. Hopefully we can get a top 3 seed and make it to the finals. So let's jump over into there. All right, guys, 18 and 20. I don't know what's wrong with this team. The makeup of it is championship contention. Usually with the algorithm when it comes to NBA 2K, I guess that's just the case here. So this is not the most realistic, but I'm actually going to go for this trade for CJ McCollum. Supposedly he's on the Thunder. So we're going to give away Spencer Dinwiddie, one of the major guys on this team. Alan Crabb and Kenneth Fareed weren't really the best of use for us. So we're going to make CJ McCollum into our starting 5. I guess this is how it's going to be within our team. If I'm going to look at the trade deadline, if our team's still underperforming, I'm probably going to have to let go of LaMarcus Aldridge to where in 2K he doesn't fit. I want someone to ask me if I'm mad right now. 42 and 40. Wow. You know, whenever you're rebuilding 2K, the first season is usually a bliss. Pretty smooth. Everything's realistic. After that, it just goes way downhill. This is crazy. So I did make a couple of trades because I was pretty mad. LaMarcus Aldridge's experiment with CJ McCollum didn't work. I traded them for Serge Ibaka and Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. Let me show you guys the starting 5 real quick. Very formidable. You have Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond back in Detroit like they used to be. Great front court. KD, Kyrie, Danny Green 2, Serge and DeAndre. So we have a lot of great bigs on this team. Wesley Matthews, Lou Will. Man, this team is nice in real life, but with 2K in the overalls, they just go all over the place. So we finished with a 7 seed. Guys, I'm expecting us to lose in the first round. You know, we had a good run whenever we were rebuilding this team. I just don't know. I mean, I thought it was great on paper, how it looked in real life. I'm not going to take the 2K simulation into mind too much. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I'll pretty much be done with this. Let's see here if we can actually win on our home court against the Atlanta Hawks and force a Game 7, which we actually do. So there's no one hurt. You know, let's see if we can actually make this happen, guys. Who knows? Maybe a 7th seed can actually go to the finals, win a championship. Or maybe I'm just talking myself out of nonsense because we were eliminated in the first round. I don't even care who wins the championship. This has been a terrible rebuild. Realistically, I like the direction I was going with the first season, as well as the falling one. But the following one, which this season, I just kind of played the 2K role, just did crazy trades. I could care less because I knew we weren't going to win the championship. But overall, you know, this was the rebuild and the retooling of the Brooklyn Nets.